Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking into ancient Rome, specifically through their dogs.
That's right. We know you want fascinating insights fast, so we're digging into what tombs and artwork tell us about Roman canine companions.
Our mission, then, is to explore the sheer variety of dogs, especially during the imperial period. What can we learn from, say, frescoes, statues, bones?
Exactly. We're piecing together that picture. And our main guide here is Giovanni Padrone's book, ROMA CANES MUNDI English edition.
Right, and the book actually goes back even further, before Rome itself, to understand the whole history of dogs in Italy.
Yeah, it's not just the imperial era. I mean, think about Neolithic Italy, thousands of years earlier. We find dog remains there too.
Really? Whereabouts?
Well, the book mentions sites in Puglia, the Tavolia region, ancient enclosures maybe for livestock,
Okay.
and places like Passo di Corvo, Masseria Pantano. They found bones of medium, small-sized dogs. It goes way back.
Wow, and didn't you mention a specific burial?
Yes, the Pantano Borghese tomb, right in Rome, mid-3rd millennium BC, a dog buried there. That suggests a pretty close relationship, doesn't it?
Absolutely, a real bond. The book even floats the idea that maybe small Neolithic dogs were used for, like, hunting mice.
And early pest control? Could be. And it touches on genetics, too, how dog types are linked to human migration and selection over ages.
So, okay, by the time Rome shows up, dogs are already well established across Italy. What about the Etruscans? They were there first.
Indeed. And they left clues. There's a fantastic 6th century BC bronze mirror base from Cerveteri. It shows Ulysses, Penelope, and Aegle.
I go, the faithful dog.
The very same.
Okay, let's jump to the Roman imperial period. The book says there's a lot more evidence then. Art, skeletons.
Wealth of it, yeah. And Romanization seems to bring in new types, especially smaller dogs become more noticeable.
Smaller dogs, like lap dogs.
Kind of. We see dwarf types, chondrodysplastic types, dogs with specific skeletal structures, maybe ancestors of some modern small breeds, There are even comparisons to ancient Egyptian depictions.
Fascinating. Any specific finds?
Well, there's a grayoid skull from Class's ancient port, maybe an early bulldog ancestor, though the snout was longer. And sites like Vindolanda in Britain show small, medium, and large dogs. Real variety.
So size variation was common across the empire.
It seems so. And while art is great, the bones archaeozoology combined with genetics gives us the fuller picture.
Right. So what does the art show? Let's start with maybe hunting dogs.
Okay, sighthounds are common. Think greyhound types, often linked to mythology, Diana, Castor, Orion. Even the constellations Canis Major and Minor were seen as different-sized greyhounds.
Makes sense. They're depicted hunting a lot.
Frequently. We hear about Cretan hounds, Laconian hounds, even crosses between them. There's even a statuette from Lydney Park that might be an early Scottish deerhound or Irish wolfhound type.
Wow. And the bigger dogs? The mastiffs we mentioned earlier?
Oh yes, the molossers, very present. Sturdy heads, short muzzles. Writers like Columella tell us they were guardians of the Roman domus, the home.
The classic guard dog.
Exactly. Statues show them, like one in the Uffizi. Even fountain parts depict them. They were clearly valued for that protective role.
And then the little ones, the companion dogs.
They were definitely popular, less space, less food needed, maybe helped with pests too. The book mentions vulpinoid, sort of fox-like dogs, appearing often in funerary art for wealthier people.
So they're pets, essentially.
Very much so. We see them in Greek and Etruscan art in Italy too. It wasn't just a Roman thing. There are even coins showing dogs that look a bit like Basenjis or Cuconis.
Indicating trade and cultural exchange, perhaps.
Possibly. And finds like that child hugging a little dog in Ravenna from the 5th century AD that really hits home the companionship aspect. Or funerary steels showing small dogs at their owner's feet.
It really paints a picture of dogs integrated into daily life, not just working animals.
Absolutely. We see large, dark dogs mentioned as house guardians cared for by staff. The famous cave Canaan mosaics. Beware of the dog as deterrence.
Ha! Yes, I've seen those.
There's even graffiti mentioning dogs, someone noting their dog gave birth. And the funerary monuments. Some are heartbreaking. Epitaphs for dogs like Patrice, showing real grief.
It shows how much they meant to people, like family members.
Precisely. There's one stele for a boy, Ampus, his sweetest son, and he's shown with his little dog. It follows a Greek tradition depicting the deceased with their beloved animals.
That's quite touching. Was there any connection between dogs and healing or religion?
Yes, surprisingly often. Back to Sumerian times, the goddess Gula had a dog. The Greek healing god Asclepius often had one.
Really? Why dogs?
Well, think about licking wounds, maybe. In Britain, the Celtic god Nodens at Lydney Park Temple. Lots of dog figurines found there, some showing dogs licking people.
The licking dog figurines.
Yeah, and temples to Mars in Gaul, mother goddesses in the Rhineland depicted with small dogs. Even a temple in Sicily supposedly kept 1,000 sacred dogs, maybe resembling Scottish deerhounds.
1,000 dogs. That's incredible.
It shows a deep, sometimes sacred, connection. We also see them in other scenes, mosaics showing family life with a dog watching over, or big hunt scenes like at Piazza Armerina with different types working together.
Mastiffs and hounds side by side.
Right, and hints of herding dogs too, on plates and sarcophagi.
It's just amazing the range of roles and types.
It really is.
Yeah.
And honestly, we've just skimmed the highlights here. Giovanni Padrone's book, Roma Canes Mundi, goes into so much more detail about origins, selection, roles, cultural meaning. It's incredibly thorough.
It certainly sounds like it. Well, you've just taken a deep dive into the dogs of ancient Rome. A fascinating glimpse, right? If you want to explore this much further, definitely check out the book Roma Canes Mundi, English edition by Giovanni Padrone. It's available now. And maybe think, what will our relationship with dogs tell historians about us thousands of years from now? Something to ponder.